We start with breaking news coming in from Bengal. Now, Enforcement Directorate team has been attacked by TMC goons, and the vehicles also have been damaged in West Bengal's North 24 Parganas. Remember, 3 officers have been grievously injured. 3 ED officers have been grievously injured by this mob. And this was not a small mob, viewers. This is a mob of 1,000 to 2,000 people attacking the ED officials when they reached the location of Shah Jahan to conduct raids. That is the big update we're getting in right now. 3 officers have been grievously injured. ED has revealed that Shah Jahan made calls to incite this mob, and this was 1,000 to 2,000 strong mob, and 1,000 to 2,000 people attacked the team. They encircled the ED officials, and they have been grievously injured. Republic Bangla has accessed the exclusive footage as well. We are bringing you all the latest updates live and breaking on Republic TV. This is something that has never been seen before. ED officers being attacked in the state of West Bengal. Absolute breakdown of law and order. No information on any kind of arrest yet, but 3 officers have been grievously injured. 1,000 to 2,000 people attacked the ED team, encircled them after Shah Jahan had instructed the mob to incite violence, he was inciting this attack, closing himself in his premises, in his residence, and 1,000, 2,000 people. We have shown you those visuals also. Right now you can see that broken glass also, that rear mirror of that vehicle on your screens that was attacked by the mob. ED officers, you can see there's bandaged head. The head was bleeding. You can see the scale of this attack and how it was clearly planned by the mob. And of course, it was instructed all on the orders of Shah Jahan. This man was being raided by the Enforcement Directorate in West Bengal's North 24 Pargana in Sandeshkhali, and 3 officers have been grievously injured. They have been taken to the hospital in Salt Lake City. And this is the latest update we're getting in right now. Officers have been bleeding. You can see that visual that has been blurred, of course, because there's blood coming out of the head of the ED officer. And in fact, 3 of them, this is just one individual is showing on the camera, 3 ED officers have been grievously injured. And this after the ED was conducting raids in West Bengal in the Ration scam. And there's no word from Mamata government yet. No word, absolutely no word from the authorities yet. And no action still is visible. Senior editor Shravan Sen joins us live from the newsroom for more. Shravan, this is something that we've never seen before. ED officials who were there to conduct raids as part of an investigation into the ration scam have been attacked, and they have been really seriously injured. 3 of them have been injured. It's caught on tape. And we can see this was completely a planned attack.
Well, in fact, Republic TV has now accessed this 2-page report which gives us full details of what really happened this morning. In fact, I'll just quickly take our viewers first with regards to what this scam is all about and why perhaps you would see this kind of nervousness within the party at this point in time. Remember, this is pertaining to the minister in charge of Forest Affairs who was arrested, and non-conventional and renewable energy minister Jyoti Premeditated. And it turns out that his close aide today, Shah Jahan Sheikh, who happens to be the Trinamool Congress convener, at his premises where the searches were to be carried out. A total of 17 locations is what we are now being told by our sources within the Enforcement Directorate, where the searches were supposed to be carried out. But what happened is the moment that the Enforcement Directorate team actually reached the residence of Shah Jahan immediately activated using his mobile phones and also communications that were at his disposal, arranged a mob outside his residence. Now, according to this report that has been accessed by Republic TV, I'm just quoting from the report. They say that in respect of 3 premises pertaining to Shah Jahan Sheikh, convener of Trinamool Congress, Sandeshkhali, North 24 Parganas, as soon as the search team arrived in 2 premises, in respect of 1 premises, residence of Shah Jahan Sheikh, entry of officers was denied. In fact, as we speak, it turns out that the Trinamool Congress convener is still present at his residence. He hasn't really allowed the Enforcement Directorate team to enter and carry out the searches. I'm continuing quoting from this particular report that has been accessed. Now, the officers, with the assistance of the CRPF personnel, tried to pursue to get the door opened. ED team has also tried to contact Shah Jahan Sheikh on his mobile numbers. However, he disconnected the phone. His mobile location at that time indicated that he was inside his house. I'm continuing with the incident report that has now been accessed by Republic TV, in which full details, factual details are now emerging. Now, according to the Enforcement Directorate team, they say that the team noticed within half an hour a crowd or mob of around 1,000 to 200,000 persons gathered there, surrounded the ED team and CRPF personnel. They started manhandling the ED team and the CRPF personnel, stone pelting and attacked the officers as well as CRPF personnel. 27 CRPF personnel were present there at the spot. They started sloganeering against the Enforcement Directorate and the central government. They attacked the vehicles and vehicles were badly damaged. Now, it is quite clear that this was premeditated. The fact of the matter is that the moment the searches were being carried out, there was a communication that was actually sent out so that the Enforcement Directorate is unable to carry out with their work. Now, what we are being also told by our sources from the Enforcement Directorate is that 3 officers were severely injured. This basically includes one officer who sustained serious head injury, is now being currently treated in the hospital in Kolkata. There are some more details that we are getting in with regards to today's searches, and they're important to point out. Perhaps we can just flash this right now with regards to first details coming in. Total of 17 locations where these searches were being carried out. And apart from Shah Jahan Sheikh, the other people important to this particular case whose premises are being searched by the Enforcement Directorate. One is Jyotsna Adhya, the Vice Chairman of a municipality, which is, she's also the ex-chairman of the Bengal municipality. We are also being told that apart from Shah Jahan Sheikh convener, there are 2 other places linked to other Trinamool Congress leaders who have also been searched. Now, according to this particular report, they say that during the investigation, they believe that Shah Jahan Malik, through his various close associates, I beg your pardon, that Jyotipriya Malik, through his various close associates, including some persons who are primarily engaged in the business, it is suspected that cash deposited in these accounts were generated through the PDS scam and was converted into foreign currency through these FFMC. Now, I'll just try and explain this to all our viewers, what this case is all about, why this particular case once again raises questions about the involvement of top Trinamool Congress leaders. Back in October 27th, 2023 is when Jyotipriya Malik, who was in charge of the department, was arrested by the Enforcement Directorate. Before that, one gentleman who goes by the name of Bokibur Rahman was also arrested by the Enforcement Directorate. Now, this is about siphoning of items, articles that were meant for the farmers. In fact, the public distribution system, whatever wheat or for that matter other items which are supposed to be distributed through the PDS system was actually siphoned off. And it turns out that it was at the behest of a certain Trinamool Congress leaders, which also include Jyotipriya Malik. Now, in the charge sheet that has been filed by the Enforcement Directorate, which perhaps we'll also put out in a short while from now, the details of the first charge sheet that has been filed, because that talks about, one, the proceeds of crime that was generated, and what's the exact link between Bokibur Rahman along with Jyotipriya Malik and now Shah Jahan Sheikh, whose premises were also searched by the Enforcement Directorate.
Absolutely. We can clearly see why they were fearful and, in fact, obstructing the ED, and not just obstructing, they went out and planned this attack. In fact, we're getting in more visuals and more dramatic visuals, Shravan. We're showing our viewers and accessing these exclusive visuals, really dramatic visuals coming in of this violent attack. This mob, 1,000 to 2,000 strong mob attacking ED officials. 3 of them very seriously injured, and they can be seen bleeding. Their head is bleeding, they're bandaged. There you have that visual. You can see those sloganeering and those and they're also gathering several of the media persons as well on the ground. You can see them. This is not a small mob. So there you heard, you can see that noisy and rowdy mob there. 1,000 to 2,000 people swamping that entire street, marching up to the residence of TMC man Shah Jahan. And he locked himself up inside that premises in his residence, and he instructs, as Shravan was telling us, instructs the mob to come and attack right when the ED official arrives at his place to conduct a raid, to conduct investigation into the case, the corruption case, the case of the ration scam case. Shravan Sen continues to be with us on the broadcast. Shravan, please go ahead. You were telling us about this, the details of this scam, of why the TMC and their people are in fact scared of it, so much so that they are going on all out and attacking the ED officials who are there to only conduct and carry out their duties.
By the Enforcement Directorate, but clearly what sources within the agency have indicated is that it could range anything between 500 to 1,000 crores. Now that is the quantum of this particular scam, and yet another scam that has rocked the state of West Bengal. In the past too, we have essentially seen how the Enforcement Directorate has been blocked by the Trinamool Congress government, not just the Enforcement Directorate but the other federal agency, that's the Central Bureau of Investigation. Remember when a top cop in West Bengal was being probed by the Central Bureau of Investigation, you had nonetheless the Chief Minister herself camping outside the Central Bureau of Investigation's office. You've had other Trinamool Congress leaders, top Trinamool Congress leaders, the radar of the central agency, starting with senior leader like Banerjee. Along with him, you do have several others who have been taken into custody. Partho Chatterjee happens to be one such leader. So if you take a look at the list of these scams that have been unearthed by the central agencies, it only, many would say it's absolutely mind-boggling as to how exactly the West Bengal government has actually tried to block all of this. And a result of this is what you see right now on your screens, ladies and gentlemen. Where exactly have you seen these kind of images really coming in, and why exactly?
This is a big development coming in. We have never seen such scenes before. This is a high-level lawlessness, absolute breakdown of law and order. You can see that situation right now. Not 15, not 20, 30, 40, 50, 100, but 1,000 to 2,000 strong mob linked to the TMC. Attacks the ED officials, injures them grievously. 3 of them, you can see they were bleeding from the head. They were bleeding profusely. They had to be bandaged and taken to the hospital. Mob of thousands was amassed. They were incited, called upon by Shah Jahan Sheikh, who is linked to this case that the ED was conducting a raid on. And all this to protect the TMC man And we've seen that the call for a probe and investigation is coming in by the BJP. BJP's former state president, Rahul Sinha, saying that that Shah Jahan Sheikh is a don and there are a lot of murder cases against him. Police does not take action against him because he's a TMC leader. And also we have Jagannath Sarkar, the BJP MP, saying that there should be emergency provisions in the state that should be invoked in such a situation. MOS for Home Affairs, Nishit Pramanik, also we saw him condemning the situation and saying that we will look into it, the government will look into this matter, as there are repeated incidents of lawlessness in the state of West Bengal. And viewers, we have seen media persons being attacked before. We have seen what happened during the Panchayat elections. Time and again, we've seen acts of violence becoming a norm in the state of West Bengal. But right now, this is the ED conducting raids there, who have been attacked by such a huge mob where men and women of all age groups are part of.